They say women don't need superpowers, but if they ever had one, it wouldn't look like lasers from their eyes or lightning from their hands. It would look much simpler, almost invisible. It's the quiet ability to read a man before he even realizes he's being observed. And the strange part is, men think they're hard to read. They think they're mysterious, unpredictable, unreadable. But the truth is far from that. Women don't decode men over months. They do it in seconds, instantly, effortlessly, as if they were born with a manual that men keep misplacing. I understood this the day I watched a woman walk into a cafe and scan the entire room without scanning at all. Her eyes didn't dart around, her head didn't turn, she didn't look curious or cautious. She simply existed in the space, and somehow in that existence she had already understood who was confident, who was insecure, who was pretending, and who was trying too hard. It wasn't magic. It wasn't manipulation. It was awareness, a lifetime of observing details most men treat as background noise. Men reveal themselves in tiny leaks, how they breathe when she walks by, how their posture shifts, how their voice changes when they think she's listening. Women absorb these signals like Wi-Fi. They don't consciously try to decode you, their brain just does it. And the first thing they pick up isn't your charm, your body, or even your confidence, it's your need. Neediness is the loudest silent sound in a man. Even when he believes he's calm, composed, and playing it cool, a woman senses the invisible pull, the subtle gravitational force of a man desperate for validation. His eyes soften a bit too much. His smile lingers a second too long. His body tilts forward without him realizing it. His laughter bends itself into shapes meant to impress her. Every tiny behavior whispers the same truth. He's not here to connect, he's here to be chosen. And a woman reads that as weakness. Not because she's cruel, not because she's uninterested in affection, but because neediness signals something deeper, an emptiness he expects her to fill. A man looking for approval loses something essential, the ability to lead his own life. Women see this instantly. Not because they are psychic, but because thousands of small experiences taught them what to look for. Girls grow up studying emotional landscapes, listening between sentences, noticing tone shifts, predicting reactions, understanding dynamics. By adulthood, they've developed a radar more precise than any lie detector. Men don't realize how transparent they become when they're trying to impress. They perform little tricks, agreeing with everything she says, laughing too quickly, pretending to be laid back while every action screams pressure. Women don't need to test these men. Their weakness is self-revealing. A woman only needs to watch how he handles silence, rejection, or distance. His entire emotional strength reveals itself the moment she does nothing. Take silence, for example. A woman will pause and wait. A strong man stays still. A weak man rushes to fill the space with compliments, with unnecessary explanations, with forced charm. The moment she senses he fears losing her attention, the power dynamic shifts. Not because she wants control, but because she suddenly sees him as a man who doesn't control himself. Another signal? Boundary bending. A woman says a simple, "I'm busy," and she watches how he responds. Grounded man says, "All right, talk later." A man lacking self-respect replies instantly, offers alternatives, tries too hard to keep her interest alive, as if a single delayed reply is a threat to his identity. She reads that instantly, too. Then there's emotional leakage, the flash of jealousy in his eyes, the quick insecurity when another man's name comes up, the nervous over-explaining when she questions something small. Women catch these micro-expressions faster than men catch a football. They don't analyze it in the moment, it just registers. But the most important thing they see isn't how a man acts toward her. It's how he acts toward himself, how he walks, how he talks to strangers, how he treats the waiter, how he reacts when something goes wrong, how he handles pressure, uncertainty, disappointment. She isn't reading his romance potential. She's reading his emotional foundation. Because a man can pretend confidence, but he can't pretend stability. A woman senses internal chaos through tiny vibrations, restless eyes, fidgeting hands, defensive humor, nervous energy. She senses whether he's carrying strength or carrying wounds he wants her to heal. And the funny part is, a man never knows the exact moment she figures him out, because she does it while he's still saying hello. This ability is not about manipulation, it's survival. For thousands of years, women relied on reading emotional cues to stay safe, to choose partners who weren't threats, to navigate social dynamics that weren't always fair. What men see as intuition is really pattern recognition carved from generations of experience. So when a woman looks at a man and instantly senses weakness, she's not being judgmental. She's recognizing something ancient, whether this man brings safety or instability, strength or desperation, presence or pressure. But here's the twist that men often forget. Women don't expect men to be perfect. They expect men to be centered. The opposite of weakness isn't dominance. It's self-control, self-respect, self-awareness. A man becomes unreadable in the best way when he no longer depends on her reactions to validate his worth. When his energy doesn't chase, doesn't cling, doesn't bend. When he can stand in silence without trembling. When he listens without performing. When he desires her but doesn't need her to define him. That's when women stop reading weakness and start seeing strength. Because the real secret weapon isn't that women can read men. It's that men reveal everything. The moment they stop being themselves, and a woman notices that instantly.